Hi. So, I have a day that feels like a real fall day today. Just freezing. It's only 52 degrees. It is windy though, I will say that. There's a cold wind coming from the north. But if it's 52 degrees here, it's got to be quite cool there for the first week in November. I have this part-time job that I have had for a long time, working at Coastal Carolina Community College. And I have taught classes and I have worked in what is called the Adult Studies Center. And the Adult Studies Center is where people come to work on their GED or high school equivalency test. Basically, they come there and they take classes or they do individual study, or they do stuff on the computer and that sort of stuff like that. And my job there is to act as a tutor, to look at the work that they're doing and try and provide guidance, to help them figure out math problems, help them with their writing process, that sort of stuff like that. It used to be a few years ago, when people came in, or everybody when they come in, they have to take a test. It's called a TABE test, and basically it's a standardized test that helps us assess where they should start their learning process, where they are proficient and where they are deficient. And then again, this is the way it was done in the past. Then they would get a time card, an actual real. They would get a real time card that actually went into. Well, we would do it for them, but where they would clock in and out when they came in to do their study hours, and then we would keep track of those hours for each person because some of them were required to get a certain amount, and also that's how part of the funding for this program comes from those hours, because then that's how the federal and state government determine how much to pay toward this program to the community college. And also, there was another document that they would get, which was basically, it was a card. It was a card that was about half the size of a sheet of paper. It had their demographic information on one side, and on the other side, for each semester, it had information about their testing scores, what classes they were in, or what classes they had been in. And I can't remember what we called it. Actually, honestly, I think we just call it their white card. But it had their information on it, and and then we would, each semester we would update it, and if we filled it up because they were taking classes for a while or taking different classes, then we would staple a new one on the back. The point I'm trying to make is that there were several ways to check to see if somebody had been attending any of our programs and were supposed to be there or not supposed to be there. So one day, or one evening, I was working there, and this young Marine and I assume his wife, who's also a young woman, come up to the desk, and she says, and they both look uncomfortable, I will say that, and she says, "My name is so-and-so, and I'm here to do my study hours," or something to that effect. And I say, I've never seen her before, but I say, okay, no problem. Let me go and look for so first I go and look for her time card. Now, there were a lot of these time cards. There were hundreds of them, and they were in little slots alphabetically. And on occasion, they would get misplaced. They would get put in the wrong box. They would get filed away in the wrong place. Just things like that. And So on occasion, and it happened fairly regularly, we would be running around not able to find a time card. And so the fact that I couldn't find her time card, but that didn't surprise me at all. Or if it had been a time where we had switched over from one semester to another, there would be new time cards and that sort of thing. So I'm looking and I say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't find your time card. Do you know when the last time was you were in here?" Again, very uncomfortable looking. Not me, but her. And she says, "Oh, it was just like last week." I said, oh, that's really weird. I mean, we should have it then. But I said, this happens sometimes. Let me get out your white card and let's see what you've been doing. So I go to this little file box we have for these little white cards, and I start looking through there. There's no white card. Doesn't exist. So I said, is it possible? I mean, did you register under a different last name, like your maiden name or anything like that? No. And again, she's looking more and more uncomfortable, and the young man is looking more and more angry. So I said, well, let me go across the hallway and see if they've got, let's find your name in the computer for your tape test score so that you don't have to do that again. And then she's like, oh, no, that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. We'll come back some other time. And so then again, she looks way upset, and then he looks way angry. And after they left, I figured out what was going on. And I'm quite sure what was going on is that every Tuesday and Wednesday, or Monday and Thursday, she was telling him that she was coming down here to Coastal to work on getting her GED, and she wasn't. Now, I don't know what she was doing, but it wasn't working on her GED, and she had just gotten busted. So, anyway, okay. Love you.